Hey, what's going on, guys? G1X here, and today we're taking a look at Untitled Streetwise. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out is this guy's not necessarily white. As you can see here with First Aid, he's definitely white. This guy's kind of more of a bone color, so hopefully that's showing up on camera. You can kind of see that. Two different shades of white there. But very cool. You get these two accessories. You get a gun, which is actually a pretty cool looking gun, better than an exhaust tip. And you get this little thing here that serves as an extra little gun piece if you wanted to. I guess you could put this up here if you wanted to, and a gun over here to the side, which is, you can make them look as ridiculous as you want, but it basically serves as the foot and the hand. Now, as far as the paint applications with this guy, he does have some blue right here. This police is actually kind of stenciled in, so it's not tamper-graphed on there. The blue here is all the way through in this like little square. The police and Autobot symbol is tamper-graphed on top of the blue. There's some nice kind of gray paint, some silver paint here for the headlights, some red going around. The windows are all done, which is really nice. Nice job, Hasbro, even getting us on the back window there. But it's kind of a metallic, blackish graphite or something like that. I guess metallic black is fine. No paint on the back, unfortunately, but that's pretty common with Hasbro Deluxe figures, or at least, you know, this time and age. Can't really see that it's a robot up underneath, so it is a robot in disguise. Something I always kind of like to look for. And it does roll quite nice, so for, you know, the younger kids and stuff like that, this is kind of targeted towards, I think that they're going to have a lot of fun with this one. And even though this is the third time we've gotten this mold, they've done enough changes to it, you know, added all these little, like I said, you know, all these little cool air ducts and stuff like that. Looks really good. I do like it. Excuse me. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into the foot mode. So the first thing we're going to do is, the one thing I wanted to point out with him is, unlike Dead End, it doesn't have that clip there that whenever you kind of pull this back, that I always, like I mentioned in that video, that I felt like you might break if you're not very cautious with it. It doesn't have that, so it just kind of lifts right back, which is really nice. And this section here is just going to flip around. There's two rotations, what am I thinking, bars right here. So there's one going across here, and then there's one down in there. You're actually going to be turning on the one down in there, so if you can kind of watch, you can see right there. That's the one you're going to be turning on to make it look like so. Now this is the way Hasbro wants you to do it. That's the way that their leg is done, with the knee up there. And this one I don't like, because there's this hollowness here, which, and it's just, there's no paint. Whenever you look at it, you know, from straight forward, there's no paint anywhere. I guess a little bit of black showing there, but not enough. This guy is not going to be a leg for me, just because he doesn't look good if you had to do him that way. Now, you can turn it around this way. Again, I always forget to put these things up. I guess it's like self-explanatory, but you know, there's a little bit on there. It's just, it doesn't have enough for me. Now, you can go back and forth. I don't have hotspot yet, so I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly how far back you'll go, but as soon as I get him, then I'll do his review and also a combined review, so you can kind of see that as well. But more than likely going to be a hand for me. Now, putting him back together, go ahead and push that back down and that back down. He's back into his police car. So if you just wanted to change him into his robot mode, first thing you're going to do is take this section and this section and fold that out. You're going to grab this and fold these out. One thing that I wanted to show you, these little red things or whatever, I want to make sure that they lay flat up against this part of the leg here. Just because whenever you come in, like so, you can see that there's a little bitty kind of divot there, and there's that right there. It's going to slide on top of that to kind of lock that into place. So we can go ahead and separate the legs and move that on over that. There we go. And that's how you kind of make sure that you have those done correctly. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is, again, come back with this, and not the way that we did the leg mode, but we're going to do it a different way. You're going to come down like so. So it's going to rotate on this joint here and set up against. It's going to keep the head down there. You can see that those two pegs, those two holes, that's just going to come down, fit into place. Lift up with the arms, and then just bend it on that ball joint right there. And then you have these tight, listen to that. That's like crazy little joints right there, ratchets. For hands for a deluxe figure, that's some of the strongest that I've heard from Hasbro in a couple of years. Rotate the waist, and there you have him ready to go in his robot mode. And he's a nice looking little figure, I think. And again, you can see some black paint, the Autobot Tampograph logo there, the face sculpt, quite nice. Let's see how far we can get that. Yeah. It's a little bit of red paint, silver paint there on the face. Now, with the gun, again, it's a very cool looking gun. Much better than the other figures. I think this is probably one of the better guns. Does look quite nice. Doesn't have too much of a backpack. All of them are going to have some type of backpack, but his fits really close in, so I think it's nice, and you don't see me having to do anything weird to distribute the weight, so it stands up quite nice as well. As far as articulation, it does rotate here, a little bit of up and down, so you're not going to get too much out of it, just basically side to side. The shoulders are on the ball joint, they go up and down, rotate in and out. You have bend here, a little bit more than 90. The only thing is whenever you bend it, you don't have like any more part of the arm here, so it's a little bit strange looking. Then you have rotation here at the bicep. You do have a rotation here at the waist, legs go forward, back, in and out. Bend here at the thigh, or rotate at the thigh, bend 90 degrees at the knee, and nothing in the ankles. The only unfortunate thing about this guy is you don't really have any feet. I guess these are supposed to serve as feet, these little bitty little nubs, but he does stand quite well. It just looks a little strange in my opinion. But there he is. Alright, so to go into his hand mode or arm mode, go ahead and put those hands in. And bring those down, and these are just going to kind of like tuck in here. You're not going to move this joint or anything like that. You're just going to, or maybe kind of move it up as far as you can, but you're just going to pull those in just like so. Then with this section here, go ahead and come back and unplug this, and this is going to turn back just like you did with the foot mode. So that's the way that's going to be back there. This is going to come out. Then the legs, you're going to pull this out and then flip it down, push it back in, connect the legs. And I always do these if like they were left legs, so you kind of get the point. And then we're going to take this, make that a hand, and then plug this onto the end, and there you have your arm, if you choose for him to be an arm. So these little hands or anything, they don't really lock into place, is the only kind of unfortunate thing, but I don't think it's a too bad looking arm mode. It's much better than the leg in my opinion. You do see police really nice there on the shoulder, but it does rotate there, goes up and down. He will rotate right here. He will bend here. He'll also bend here and rotate at the hand. Again, if you want to add on the Perfect Effect hands, I can get them on there. You can get an idea of what that will look like. Alright, now to go back into his car mode, we're just going to straighten those out. Bring that around, set down. We're going to come down with these arms, all the way like that. Then come down with this section here. Go ahead and close that up as well. We'll just make sure all this is pegged in before we bring the legs around. You need to separate the legs because you need to pull this back in. Push that in. And then open that, spin this around, and then these will come down and lock everything back into place. Just need to give it a big, a push. Make sure everything's clicked in, and there you have him back into his police car mode, which looks really nice. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.